Hi everybody, welcome to my TikTok live. Today I'm going to be offering a free class on creating your audiobook once you self-publish your ebook on Amazon. It's the same process if you publish anywhere else on any platform, really. The process I'm going to be talking about is transferring all your ebook to ACX, which is the affiliate company that produces the audiobook version from your Amazon platform. So if you have set up your offer page and you've started to learn about reading your statistic, doing some book tutorial and starting to kind of get yourself out there as an author and your voice, and you're part of all these groups, and now you say, hey, maybe I want to make a bigger income, I want to see money coming in, and I want to hear my book being narrated. And how cool would that be? Pretty amazing, wouldn't it be? So you know what, if you hate this, live is going to be on my YouTube handle, Cheap Travel Tip. Why? Because I did a whole world tour, 12 countries in 12 months last year. What? To prove a point. I was 40 and I said I'll do that when I was in my 20s. I didn't. Life took all my time, the stress, you don't end up doing what you said you're going to do, and, with all the COVID and stuff, I said, you know what, I'm going for it. So this is what I did. I just broke the cycle. A lot of time you get stuck in that cycle. And I shared some of the world tour journey on my podcast, Insa's podcast, and you can see a lot of podcast episode also on lots of author, healer, speaker, business owner, So all of this you can find on Super Candle 30 or handle Cheap Travel Tip on YouTube. Also, I got all the course and the new book, Who Did It? It's like an adventure thriller, and I wrote. I got over 50 codes, so you can ask me, it's free. So anyway, today, I guess call myself an expert on creating audiobook. I'm at my 13 in 2 years, and in the last year and a half I wasn't even trying to make any. I just did one or two, basically stopped. I didn't need any, I was doing something else. So mainly most of the 10 first ones that I did it in a year and a half. You can, if you focus and do it right, you can get each audiobook completely finished out there on audible.com for sale ever within 3 months. Now, speed is not necessary, mandatory, but if you want to make sure you can do 3 or 4 audiobooks that year, you want to make sure you stay within that time frame. And then you can work on some other project that you have. But the good thing about audiobook is that you make between $1.50 to $3 to $4 for each book, and the narrator is making the same amount of money. And a lot of time when you produce it, you don't even have to pay a thing, a dime on the production, because ACX is loaded. They take care of that. But if you really appreciate your narrator and you want to tip them and you want to pay them per hour rate, you can do that. Give them 50, 100, 150. What's fair enough for their time, for their effort. It's up to you. You decide. But you are going to put at least $10-15 on your cover image, because that is something that took me time to realize, and it was so important to have the best cover image. Just like a book, your audiobook wants to have the best outlook. There's so many. A lot of people get their free audiobook through the library digital system. It's everywhere. You had Linda on LinkedIn. You have forgot the name of this new one. Anyway, a lot of people do that. But the thing is you're still getting paid, even if they're getting, the library system, or if they're paying, the government is paying this company to get all those audiobooks. So it doesn't matter. What matters is that it's appealing enough. Your sample audio is appealing enough for someone to say, I'm gonna get that. I'm going to listen to this. That sounds good. So so let's say you just ready. You're like, just kind of like when you had planned to write your book, and you kind of wish that it could have been visualized into a movie, a short story, like a play or something like this. So that's something writers think about often. I think about in the past when I wrote my books. I used to think, oh my God, I wish my book was into a short lifetime book, something. Not a book, a movie. Sorry guys, I gotta finish this class. So yeah, you just kind of, so audiobook version, hearing the story, it's not into image, but it's still a good way to kind of like have people picture everything in mind with the tone, the expression, they're just kind of leading the story with yourself, with the listeners as they go. So cool, we got some really amazing view right here. That's cool. I love road trip, driving on a plane road with nothing around, just one car, just peace. Anyway, so yeah, let's see. So once you register on ACX, so it's called acx.com. If you decide that you want to narrate your own book, have a different account. There's 3 accounts. There's a narrator, a producer, and owner. The owner one is the one that basically you have your own studio, you have all the things all ready to go, they already done, you upload, and then it's into to audiobook, where that means you can do your own narration now. Or you can make yourself a narrator account and have a producer account where you add you feed your books from Amazon. They won't be found unless they're on Amazon for sale. So if you have a book anywhere and you try to find it to add it to account on ACX, it's not going to work. It has to be from them. So also it has to be out there at least 30 days to be shown on the site. So once you get that, once you add it, you can also pick yourself as your own narrator and then narrate your book. That's another option. But now, if you want to find somebody to do it for you, then you're going to put audition. You put audition out there, and it's a refund process because you can put anything from the book in the section. You can either upload the entire manuscript, you can just put a paragraph, you can just tell them whatever they want to pick, whatever monologue they want to pick, just to kind of see. But then you can go and in the narrator section and do your own search. In the filter, you're going to see all the different accents, the different type of narration, voice, expression, type of a reader, how they're going to present your book, how they're going to dialect, slowly, fast, exciting, slow, in a teacher type of way or in an adventure type of way. There's all types, so you're gonna put that down in your filter section, and then you're gonna search. You're gonna search for the best actor narrator that can be out there, that can bestly represent your story. So I don't want you to rush too much, because that's really important, because if you rush too much, you might end up with somebody who doesn't coincide with the type of personality you were looking for to represent your book the best. So you want to be a match for the story and your character, or wherever your story is going. You want to make sure this person is going all along with the story and is part of it, is invested. So the best is to find someone that you feel that is caring about, knowing about your book, about being part of it, kind of like any character, any actor. Somebody's really invested because they want to be into it, they want to be active into it, they don't want to just do something because it's money and because they just want to get it done fast. So it's important to find the right person and also the right voice. So you gotta take a week or 2 or 3 weeks whenever you decide. And if the person out there that you're looking for hasn't sent you audition, you go and reach out to them. You send them a message. You say, I would like you to audition. Go there, do this. Be precise, because maybe they're so good. They already have so many books out there. They don't have time, to try to find you. So you want to make sure you tell them exactly how they're going to audition, where to audition. And if you have anybody else outside of ATX who's not a narrator, that you know that they will be great for it, then you have to tell them how to register, and then they might thank you for it. They might say, oh, you know what, I didn't know about this platform. Now here I am, having all this great opportunity, doing auditions. So the cool thing is then you're not doing audition in person, you're doing voice audition when you're doing this thing. You can end up doing hundreds of auditions and never get the part, but it's still fun. Fun because it's all type of subject out there. You get to know someone through and you also get to become a better expert at narrating something. Every time you do something new, you're improving. So the more you practice, the more audition you get, the better you get. I've done hundreds and I have had a lot of rejection. Or some I got offers and I was doing other things and I didn't respond on time. So I think I would have had at least 3 or 4, but there was, I did narrate 2 of my book, one my poetry book and my other book, one that hasn't been approved. And then I have one that actually is out there. It's called Bisous pour Elena. It's a French word for kiss for Elena. It was a poetry book by some guy. Then it took forever. I didn't want to be part of it. It took forever for him to get it done. This guy has 50 languages on that poem. I mean, he's very invested, I guess, in that. And I was the French version for this book. So if you type Bisous pour Elena, you'll hear my voice. Anyway, that's probably the only one out of that. But anyway, so if you make sure and you get the right person. And once you do that, you want to get to know them before you even get started. So they get a week or 2. You decide if you want how much time you want to give them to submit the first 15 minutes. So the first 15 minutes is basically after you decide after the audition process, and you decide you're gonna go with them. It's the trial period. So once you get that 15 minutes, that's going to give you a better idea, and then get to message exchange with that person to kind of decide is it going to be a good fit or not. It happens sometimes that after you even get started, once you get the green light, you said, okay, I like you 15 minutes now. Let's get started. I'm going to send you all my chapter. There's my intro. There's all my chapters. You want to squeeze, if you have too many chapters, let's say you have 10, you want to squeeze them into 5. It's easier for the narrator because they want to do longer segments, and they don't want to do like hundreds of chapters. It takes too long, too complicated. So that's usually, you want to get down to about 6 or 7 chapters maximum on audiobooks. That's usually the best way. In ACX audiobook, there's always an intro, and introduce yourself and the narrator. There's a sample, and it's less than about 2 minutes. And then there's a conclusion, which is the same thing. Thanks for reading. Thanks for listening to this, and where they can find you online. So let's say after that, you started, you gave them everything, you gave them advice, you want to tell them how to dialect the paragraph, different segment in your story. You tell them, how you want the listener to feel and really understand and capture the moment. And then if they don't, if they are very slow and they're not responding, then that should be a red light telling you, okay, is that person really serious about this? Because I need to get this done in 3 months, and they don't seem to be, alert. So it's possible that happened, and in that case, you cancel. You send a cancellation to them, to Essex team, and you tell them, so I need to move on and get to another person. So you're going to have some dead ends once in a while, and it looks promising at first, and then it turns to a nightmare. That's going to happen. And then you're going to have those people that going to do your book so quickly, you're not going to believe it. And that happened to me many times. I was highly successful, very talented narrator that did this very long, complicated, words that I had, put in some of the books, and they were, it's just, nothing was really organized, but they managed to do that in no time, and I was so impressed at the ability that they had, the professionalism that they had. So you're gonna be really grateful that you have somebody like this, totally. So this is going to be on YouTube Live, so you can always rewatch the replay. Remember, handle, cheap travel tip. Lots of other stuff. And I'm having a woman that wrote a book that's going to come to an episode on November 11 on the podcast. Her name is Emma Links Cannefield. And let me show you the book. So it's Hamlet's Mirror. So I'm reading halfway. If anybody has a really good book, you're going to have to reach out to me and mail me the book. We'll do an episode, and I can just highlight and do a bunch of video just to get your book out there. So a book is actually about performer that froze when they went to an audition. So they froze on scene, and unexplicably they don't know why, because they have rehearsed and they were prepared, but then when they got to the audition they could not do it. So she was that person, and she just could not really understand what happened to her every time. So instead of pursuing a career in acting, she ended up being the doctor, psychologist of the performer that froze on stage. And she ended up finding herself to be very good at it. And she realized that this whole process in her life wasn't for her to be an actor, but for her to, an actor or an actress, for her to be a psychologist that will help those people. So things sometimes can take you in many places in life. So it doesn't matter. I mean, it really depends on things. Anyway, so this is another part of some of the rest of the chapter that I'm going to do. If you want to see some parts of Kendall Vela's story, it's single mother traveling during COVID-19. On Kendall Vela, you can see my story. The first 3 chapters are free, so you can go check it out there. Hi guys, I'm going to follow after this. I will follow as many people as I can, and I can't really accept anyone right now because of the noise. Anyway, so once you do get this great person that narrates the book, and you're done, then they sometimes give you 1 by 1 chapter, sometimes 2 by 2, and sometimes people are going to just give you everything all at once. So once it's finished and you got it, you're going to listen, take your time, a day or 2, make sure there's no background sound, make sure they're saying all the words properly, make sure there's no coughing, deep breathing, anything that just kind of, takes off the moment, the story. and who is not appropriate or just, not understanding, like you can understand clearly. So, and of course, any like big sounds or weird little like metallic sounds or like phone ring or like a bad speaker or something like this, all of this is bad and it's not going to pass through the ACX check, audio check. So once you approve, then it goes through the staff and then they decide, and if it's not good, they're going to go back to both of us and they're going to tell us which chapter they need to redo. Sometimes it can be something simple as just redoing the 2-minute sample voice audio, or redoing the intro. It can just be really small things. Really, in rare case that I had, that the narrator had to redo the entire thing. The worst case that I've seen is the narrator had to redo like 3 chapters. Usually it's just 1 or 2 chapters the most. And usually the second time around they get approved, and about 10 days later it's out there for sale. But it happened that it won't be approved the first time, it'll be approved the second time, so don't give up. And once in a while it's possible you get a book not approved, and there's nothing you can do. You retry, try. I'm gonna try to accept somebody really quick, and it's just still not approved. In that case, it's not a complete loss, because you have you get to keep all the MP3 Audible chapters. You get to keep everything, so you can use that for your own. You can use that to give that to people in your group, give that to your friends, give that to for promotion purposes, or you can just keep that for your own, or you could keep that to make another audiobook somewhere else in different place, like Freeway Voices or some other places that do audiobook. There's just a lot of private. You can just do private. So if you wanted to still do something with it. So once it is, and then it's out there on audible.com, then you'll get up to 100, which you give to people. There's another thing, it's called offerboom.com, alloffer.com, and something else where you can, for $20, you get up to 6 months of where you get background covers for all your audiobooks with wonderful design. You get sometimes automated marketing, sometimes hey there, mute you, how you doing? Sorry about this, not trying to be rude, just have to, so if someone is rewatching, they can really understand and go through the process and do it, and then we can do another one, just if you have something you want to say. So all right, this is a round battle or something. What are we supposed to do here? Okay, I don't know. I'm kind of new to TikTok. It's only been less than a week since I started to do live here. So yeah, once you get all these free promo code, try those sites I just mentioned, and give away weekly those code. That's a way to get people to listen to your audiobook, and make sure to give a voice all the time, and use your podcast platform, use other radio station platform, any other places, and you're gonna go to give them the sample, play it on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Reels, all of those places, via bio, LinkedIn. You can go there. You can go to any other places and you can think of, and do that. Use Canva.com to do your flyers, your brochures, your videos. Canva can be from $1 to $5 to $10 to it's to nothing. Canva.com is probably the best in the last 6 years since we started the company for authors, writers. It's the best place where I got most of my flyers, my cards, posters, book image, invitation, everything. I mean, it's the best, it's the easiest one too, so it's pretty good. So yeah, just keep your mood high, make sure you get along with that narrator. It's very important to get on good feet, a good side with your narrator. It doesn't have to fit you exact personality. The person doesn't have to be you or exactly like it just has to be the right person, so the audiobook comes out just the way you want it. So remember, my latest one, it's called Who Did It, and it's on audible.com. And I'm going to give you a brief on this. It's basically about, I wrote it in 2020, so it's not new, but it's basically, but I did do a whole campaign on that for a while. It's about a little boy that was a prodigy in piano, and that it's a story between him and his mother, and that he lost his eyesight when he was 10, and then everything changed. His whole life changed, and the whole story goes further into, he meets his girlfriend, gets married, he's trying to go to a research clinic where they do surveys, and they use guinea pig on some new technology to see again. And he just can't wait, so he goes to all these places to try and get that, to go through the study. And then while he goes, his girlfriend goes somewhere else, and then she disappears. And then a bunch of murder in the place that she was out start happening. So then in the back of that, a bunch of detectives go through, all the details. So there's parts where he's starting to investigate, trying to figure out what happened, and then there's the murder description in some parts, and try to see the similarities of the murders. And then after that, there's that's basically the kind of like the story goes in all this place, something else develop into with his eye vision, and then he kind of found a new path after that. And then there's the mother and him relationship. It's growing and all this, and so it's pretty interesting. I really enjoyed doing that. That was my first adventure, kind of murder adventure story. And it's probably one of the longest, not the longest, but one of the longest. So if you go on my Amazon author page, Vanessa Bush, you see I also have blogs underneath. And underneath you can see I posted recently on a blog post all the poets of the world, from India, from Pakistan, from US, from Colombia, from many places in the world that likes to write poetry. And so I put down a bunch of them, their poems. So, and then you'll see the latest little short article from people who wants to be a journalist, or just is trying out to get out there. All right, everybody is welcome here. If you have a voice, you have something to say, you have something to write, you're writing poetry, you go to A New Day, New Story, you go to LinkedIn page VCreativeArt16, or you just reach out on Instagram, VCreativeArt16. Any of those places. Vanessa's podcast on Facebook might be the best place to reach out, and Instagram. And if you have poetry or short story, you send it to me and they will be published. And make sure you put your contact detail. They will be published on the next blog post on WordPress, which will go underneath the Google business profile and of a page blog. And so it goes to many, many places. Also, if you're just a painter, any other type of artist, then you give me your art and we can put that on Instagram as well. So remember, we're going to have on the 11th a new guest, Emma Link Cannefield. And on the 17th, I have another author too, and we might have somebody else coming. So I'm going to follow. So it's really good to have TikTok. I love you all like to be here because TikTok is so much more active than any other places because you feel like people are here, like they're moving, and you go to other places, you just kind of feel like 3 years later, you never spoke to that person. You got all these, all of these friends, but you never spoke to any of them. So in less than a week, I felt more connected on TikTok than any other place. Okay, so for the audiobook, let's keep going. Once you get out you codes away, you're doing your whole offer promotion, you went to all this website, you're delivering all your audio codes, and let's say you did the radio, appearance, if you can if you can invest in actually small TV commercial on YouTube or Facebook. And also try issuewire.com. It's between 20 to 40 bucks. That gets you up to in front of 250 major company like Google. And if you just write down a small like newsletter or something just about that's really going to get you some reach. If you have Google Map, if you are a non-profit like we are at Curiosity 16, you can get up to 10,000 in and on Google Earth in benefits. You can also get free Google Classroom, all this stuff. Try to seek as much free advertisement you can get. Neighborhood.com. You can send out free postcards up to 100 monthly. So something to look into. There's also smallbiznetwork.com. Oh my god, this place, go to the blogs, read, and just in an hour you just learn all the best trick there is out there and what to do, and you can connect like this. If you really want to connect, it's really easy. You can send message, you can add, if you just get the membership, be much better because you get so much more for it. But you can also visit for free. So smallbusinessnetwork.com, and then you pick up your city. So there's lots of stuff you can do. But remember, you want to make an income with those audiobooks that you just produced, and now they're out there. You really want to make some money, then work on that. Also give some away to people like veterans, shelter or domestic violence, or places that, elderly places, places that could benefit, of your audiobook. Go to library staff, see if they can add your book there. That's one thing that I keep saying I was going to do, but I haven't. So yeah, it's really important because that can really get you going. So you do, okay, I'm going to follow you over there, user 399. Thanks for watching. So then if you had 10 audiobooks, which is for life, and you have royalty pay, and then you have extra, if you have romance books, you get extra money. There's sometimes bonuses, and sometimes there's other way you can also on KDP, something for KDP has like ongoing stuff where once in a while they pick some offer, you get extra money and stuff. But anyway, if you will get between $1 to $4 per book, so if you can reach 10,000 people, you can make at least 12,000 That's just one book. So let's say you have 10 books and you can reach 10,000, then you just need to reach you need to reach 1,000 for each of those books, which is possible, not easy to do. But if you find the right platform to publicize, or maybe if you have the money, invest in a publicist. Sometimes investing in the right places can really see the money grow. So I get an agent, a really good agent, get a publicist, or get a manager, marketing manager. I do all this for free. I give at least a week for anybody's asking. I give you free publicity because we are a non-profit. So now you can help out by just donating on the GoFundMe or donating in other places. Like a website, all this, it's a squaresite.com/recapture16. But it's free. So, but if you really want somebody who really all the way for you, then yeah, do that. Hey there, how are you doing? So, good to have you probably driving somewhere, I'm sure, no? So, or maybe you're just leaning, relaxing, smoking a cigarette. I'm joking. I used to smoke a lot. No, not too much. If I drank, yes, I did. But if I didn't, then I'll just smoke like 3, 4, 5 maybe a day. I quit about 5 years ago when I quit drinking, which I used to drink heavily for at least 8 years. But these days are over. No more poison in my system. Life is better. For anybody, I would say life is better without addiction. Anyway, so after you got all this out there, keep crossing your finger and make sure you move all of your marketing stuff, like automated stuff, around. Like take the blog that you're doing, or your offer page, or anybody who's promoting your audiobook, and then just kind of put it to all your different platforms all at once. And also go on Upwork and Fiverr once in a while and get them to promote and grow your YouTube channel. So that helps you to get the momentum, and you'll grow faster too. But focus on those audiobook promotion, because that's where you'll make that money. So yeah, if you can just get 1,000 on each of those 10 books, that's 10,000. And if you can get more, then you can get more. That's just if you have a very short book of 30 minutes. If your books are at least an hour and a half or free, you do get at least $2 or $3 per book. So it won't be as hard. You just need one audiobook and get 5,000 people to make you $10,000. So but remember, the audiobook image needs to be so attractive, and your sample needs to be so good so someone wants to buy it. If not, they're gonna move on. They're not gonna, I've seen some audiobook image that look great, and then I listen and it's just boring and it's not interesting. So I'm like, I don't even want to put $2 in it. A lot of people don't think low. Like a lot of people I think are very cheap and won't spend $1 or $2, but trying to start thinking your vision higher. If you start thinking, if you want to grow and make more money, you gotta stop thinking about the people who are cheap, who don't have that much money. You gotta start thinking about the people who do have the money, they have company, they can use the company money. They have millions of government company out there with money. So think about the people who spend $15 on an ebook, and then they spend $20 on a paperback book or just on an audiobook. So those are the people you want to reach out. So for them, spending $3 or $6 on an audiobook, if it's good, it's not that bad. And also another advice is to stop being scared and being scared of judgment. If you have like a community, let's say group meeting, go on eventbrite.com or meetup.com and it's strictly for authors and for, help you, then take advantage. Who cares, like, who's there? Maybe this is like a chance to, grow, to get something done. So sometimes those places would look like nothing. They might be the key to your success. You never know, because they went through all the steps, and they're free. They like free resource out there. They're here to help you. So anyway, I wish everybody the best on their Audible making journey. If you have any question, just make sure you comment and you follow on Instagram, vcursivat16, handle Cheap Travel Tip on YouTube and Supercandle30, and go watch all the other podcasts, all of this. And that's it for now. So I'm going to shut that off. Let's see. And nice to meet you. Thanks for following, guys, for being here.